What's up, baby dolls? Just remember during these rotations, so pDAI obviously leading now. Just you know this, okay? So when Orange Man Good, Poker Center Coins, Dick with Butt, anything else that drops, you know we can see on chain they're selling those coins to go buy pDAI. Okay, so you know people who send them down too hard, they're weak. They're short-term traders, which means they were only in there for a short time anyway. It's literally getting rid of weak hands. Now, in this period, as time passes on, the days and the weeks and pass on, strong hands buy off them. Okay, these guys, they dump it down and people just slowly chew it up, okay? Because these people, now they're in pDAI, right? So pDAI, it might go up further. And then when pDAI drops, they're like, oh crap, now pDAI's up. They're gonna sell that and then move to something else. Okay, and then the cycle will move on like that. But this is important information because like what you don't want to see is big, large believers in your coin exiting and saying, you know what, I'm done forever. I'm totally done here. I don't even care if you come back next bull market. I'm gone forever. Because that's showing you that these people, they have introduced uncirculating supply. They've now put it onto the market and they're non-believers. They've abandoned. Okay, you don't want to see that. So these people who are dumping like if you're selling like Pika and all these other things out here to just go chase pDAI. Well, here's the thing, man. You should be selling your US dollars. You should be converting USD into pDAI. And then the next line is then you should, like, if you have any spare Bitcoin, you convert a bit of that into pDAI. And then you want maybe then Ethereum, you go down the flow chart like that. And then like worst comes to worst, rotate Pulse in PLS. But you know, most people, they don't think logically like that. It's because they put like $3,000 into crypto. They don't want to bridge in any more money anymore. They're like, oh no, I'm sick of throwing in money. So they play around with their own video game ecosystem. But that's how most people get wrecked. They get destroyed doing that because they do things at the wrong time. You see, they sell stuff. Oh, this isn't moving. I just got to go chase this. Okay. But yeah, I just want to let you know that this is actually how you find edge, friends, because we're all transparent. We all communicate. So we're like, oh, these guys are only selling and all these coins specifically just to go chase something. Do you want to know when this happened, by the way? This happened to Brett. You know Brett, friends? Crashiest Clay coin, Brett. So Brett, you know, here in May this year, down here, friends, when Brett was going down, okay, people were selling Brett here because everything was they were chasing other stuff, okay? So they were actually... And I remember seeing someone wrote about it. So they're literally, you could see all on chain, people were literally just getting rid of Brett. And they were chasing like, you know, Joe Biden, all the other Solana stuff that was happening during that period. Okay, I think it's that period, it's some other period, but you get the point, right? But then if you know this, if you can see it on chain and you're like, wait a minute, these guys are just getting out. But you don't really need to know it. You can see it. You don't even need to look at it. You're like, oh, it's another dip. Like it doesn't matter who's really sending. You just know it's non-believers getting out. So it counts for the same thing here. So I'll show you like Pika, for example. Okay, so Pika, friends, it's kind of funny. It's just like it's still within the range, but yeah. I hope you learned something from this. This is actually like because you can transparently see them. You know, like, oh, you're a short termer anyway, friends. Somebody who sells like, for example, Pika down here, they're saying something like if people just did a 2x, they're out anyway. You don't want them. Or if it's these things stop moving. So yeah, now you're seeing this rotation stuff. You can't fight it, okay? And what you've noticed is you have to lay patiently, friends, because the more energy you try to force, what you end up doing is, you know, those cheaters, they're just using people to come in as exit liquidity. So you just have to let it go. It's a cycle. We just let it go. You know, it doesn't mean like it won't be covered. Of course it will, but and by the way, people will only pay attention to the stuff that's moving. That's just how it is. And then eventually it slows down. Then they start getting dumped on in their new thing. Okay, so I hope you're appreciative of this, like just this insight as to how these things all mechanically work. Because you're curious, like, you know, like how are you sure they're believers? Well, you can see them. You're like, bro, you've only hopped onto something else here, and you trust me. These people will believe, oh, it's going on $1. Yeah, I promise you, man. When it comes to pDAI, like I guarantee you, dude. Not promise, guarantee. I guarantee at some point pDAI stops. Like maybe pDAI, friends, these people keep buying. Maybe pDAI goes up to like 10 cents here, okay? Then there's a Richard Hart shakeout or something. Okay, you see down here? Now, it doesn't look like much, but it's going to look like a lot on a linear chart. There you go. It's going to look like a lot on the linear chart, isn't it? Isn't it? That's down 80%. I almost guarantee it'll happen. Almost guarantee. It's something like this, okay? And then there's people, what ends up happening, friends, they are the ones selling here. And then your friend Somi is like, hey, these people are just selling pDAI to go chase the other things. You see, it's a cycle repeating. And but the whole point of this is not to time these things. It's to just be aware of them and go, okay, let me just chill out on this. That's okay. It doesn't have to move up every 5 seconds, okay? You exhibit some patience just to know that's all part of the plan, right? Because, like, just friends, how many times did you have to trade your Bitcoin if you're holding it from 2013 to 2024? None. You just hold it, okay? You see what I mean? I've just taken like a long time frame view and condensed it. But yeah, we're reliving the same things out here. So you just got to let these people happen. And also, just to let you know something cool, right? The people who dump in these stuff, they pay slippage so that their coins, they go into strong hands, number one. And number two, they pay the liquidity providers. Okay, they're paying taxes to go up and down, and the liquidity providers are just absorbing the coins. You see, so it's almost like a buy and burn that's effectively out here that's getting the liquidity. And then obviously the liquidity providers, just everybody LPing and stuff, they're not like dumping here. You see what I mean? Most of them are just like, oh yeah, I'm just, because they're getting yield. They're like, okay, I'll just like, I'll dump momentarily, or like I'm gonna hold mine for like the cycle or whatever. You see what I mean? So these people, they're taxing them. That's how these people lose their hands. That's why I told you, don't fondle your soap in the shower. Because when you do that, you're giving everything away. You're giving your money away to strong hands. You're giving money to taxes. You're giving money to liquidity providers. You're giving money to everybody else. And yeah, everybody else is getting the money. They're leaking away from you. But if you are holding, you are the person who's taking their money. You are that person. You're the one who's holding. You see what I mean? And they're the ones who end up getting destroyed. So you learn a lot. You're my friend. Like, subscribe. Catch you soon.